I came home to find my mill counting cash. I sold that old clunker. You needed space anyway. I smiled and thanked her for taking care of it. She had no idea. The clunker was a restored 1965 Ford Mustang Mach 1 worth $350K that I had already called the police. Don't lie to me, Evelyn. My father's voice thundered across the kitchen, sharp and raw, like it could split the walls. The smell of burnt coffee lingered. A glass of wine sat half empty on the counter, trembling slightly from the slam of his fist. My sister's cheeks were streaked with mascara. My mother's hands gripped the counter like she might collapse if she let go. The air was heavy, alive with blame. A chair lay on its side, one of those little details that told you the storm had already been raging long before I stepped in. You think I don't know about the account? Dad barked, pointing a finger so hard it looked like it might stab through the air. Evelyn, 22 and reckless, snapped back. It wasn't just me. Why don't you ask James? Her words sliced through the room. Suddenly, all the noise shrank, all the eyes turned. Silence pressed down on me. My hands trembled, not from fear, but from the sharp edge of betrayal. My name is James Mercer. I'm 26. The one who listens more than he speaks. The one who cleans up after everyone else but never gets thanked. The one they point at when blame is heavy and their own hands are dirty. I've been the quiet one for years. Not because I was weak, but because I learned silence was sometimes the only weapon I had. My words never mattered to them, but my silence, oh, it scared them. When Evelyn dragged my name into the fire, I didn't argue. I didn't shout. I didn't beg for truth. I just watched. But deep inside, I carried something none of them could guess. A truth I had locked away for years. A truth I'd been saving for this exact storm. Family members introduced Evelyn, spoiled, sharp-tongued, and quick to play the victim. She loved the spotlight, even when it burned her. Dad, Richard, 55, stubborn, proud, and quick to explode. He wanted control, respect, obedience, but gave little in return. Mom, Lillian, gentle, fragile, always whispering apologies for sins she didn't commit. Her tears flowed easy, but her voice never carried. Marla, my stepmother-in-law, nosy, greedy, always calculating. She had a way of smiling when others hurt, like pain was entertainment to her. The room spun with noise, Dad shouting, Evelyn deflecting, Mom whispering, shaking her head. Marla leaning back in her chair with a smirk, feeding off the chaos like she'd ordered it herself. I noticed something, though, small but telling. Mom never looked at me, not once. Her eyes avoided mine like she was protecting a secret that might spill out if we locked gazes. The fight turned to money, as it always did in this house. Inheritance is not a toy, Dad roared, veins standing out on his neck. You don't touch it, you don't move it, you don't spend it. Evelyn threw her hands up. I didn't act alone. Marla leaned forward, her voice slick. She was helping her mother. Don't you see, Richard? You've been blind for years. Their voices grew sharper, louder. But I'd seen this dance before. Money was their battlefield, lies their weapons, guilt their shield. They'd been slicing each other with the same blades for as long as I could remember. And then Evelyn slipped. It wasn't like last time, okay? Her words dropped like a stone in water. The room froze. Dad's face drained. Mom's lips trembled. Nobody asked her what she meant, because deep down, they already knew. Voices overlapped, fingers pointed. Dad barked at Evelyn. Evelyn screamed at Mom. Marla, sharp as glass, turned on me. You sit there like you're better than us. Always so quiet, always so smug. Maybe if you pulled your weight, James, we wouldn't be here. I didn't flinch. I didn't even blink. I let her words hang in the air until the silence grew uncomfortable. Then for the first time I spoke, slowly, carefully, my voice calm but cutting. You've mistaken silence for weakness. And just like that, the noise stopped. I was 22 when Dad locked me out of the house. It was winter. The air burned my lungs, the ground froze beneath my shoes. He'd accused me of stealing money from him. I hadn't. Evelyn had. But he didn't want to hear it. I begged. He slammed the door in my face. Through the curtain, I saw Mom. She was crying, her hands pressed against her chest, but she didn't move, didn't open the door, didn't fight for me. That night, I slept in my car. The same car I would later rebuild piece by piece, a 1965 Mustang Mach 1. My project, my escape, my pride, my proof that I wasn't what they said I was. And just a week ago, I walked into the garage and found Marla counting cash. She grinned, smug. "I sold that old clunker. You needed the space anyway." I smiled back, thanked her for helping. She had no clue. That clunker was worth $350,000. And by the time she was counting the bills, I had already called the police. I straightened my back, looked my father in the eye. "Tell them, Dad." The room quieted. Even Marla's smirk slipped. "Tell them who took the money 10 years ago. Tell them why you pinned it on me." His jaw locked, his fists clenched. Silence stretched too long. So I spoke for him. I told them about the secret account, the forged signatures, the money that disappeared, and how he let Evelyn take the fall until it was easier to push it all on me. The kitchen broke open. Evelyn's sobs cut the air. Mom whispered, "Richard, is it true?" Marla shouted, "I was lying." Dad just sat there, shrinking, like the truth had been dragging him down for years and now finally broke him. What none of them knew was that I had proof. I'd saved bank statements, records. I had carried the truth like a loaded gun, waiting. The air turned heavy, suffocating. Accusations flew like knives, but none landed on me anymore. For the first time, their chaos wasn't my cage. I rose slowly, the chair legs scraping the floor like thunder. My voice was calm, deliberate. "I gave you all my silence. Tonight, I give you the truth." No one spoke. No one dared. And then Mom whispered, her voice breaking, "James, why didn't you tell me?" I looked at her. For years, I had wanted her to see me, to believe me, to stand for me. But all I saw was guilt, fear, a woman who had chosen silence when I needed her voice. In that moment, I didn't feel like her son. I felt like her secret. I grabbed my jacket from the back of the chair. "Where are you going?" Dad asked. His voice, once booming, was suddenly small, fragile. "Somewhere you can't follow." Mom rushed forward, catching my arm. "Please, don't leave like this." Her touch was trembling, weak. For years I had wanted this, her hand reaching for me. But now, it meant nothing. I pulled free, quiet. My heart didn't race. My chest didn't ache. For the first time, I wasn't scared of leaving. They'll never see me the same again, I thought. And I don't need them to. The driveway was cold, the night sky stretching above me like freedom. The spot where my Mustang once stood was empty, but I smiled anyway. They thought they had taken everything from me. But truth? They had given me something better. Freedom. The Mustang had been my pride, my proof. But I didn't need proof anymore. I didn't need to explain myself. Not to them. Not ever again. Inside, their voices still rose, tearing each other apart, and I knew they would keep tearing until there was nothing left. But me? I was finally done carrying their weight. For the first time, I whispered into the night, "I'm free." If you were in James's place, would you forgive or would you walk away forever? Tell me in the comments. Your voice matters here. Hit subscribe if you want more raw, emotional stories like this one. If you felt James's pain, if his silence or his strength touched something inside you, tap like. And most importantly, share your story. Because pain only heals when it's spoken. And here, your voice is heard.